Hi everyone, welcome to Rachel Pichler Yoga. My name is Rachel. Today we're going to do a nice yoga flow for flexibility. So find just a little bit of space to move. Let's get started and just remember to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. All right, you guys, we're going to start in child's pose today. So you can come all the way over onto the knees, bringing them out nice and wide, and your big toes can come together. We're going to rest our forehead down onto the mat. If you would like to use a pillow, you could also use a pillow. But just reaching your arms above your head, letting your forearms just rest on the mat, even your elbows, and just taking a few breaths here just to start to settle in, to slow things down, and closing the eyes if you haven't already. And just breathe in any way that feels good. And bringing a little bit more softness into your hips and your legs, your ankles. And just stay here for a few more breaths. Just feel the air coming into your body and coming back out. And take one more nice big inhale. And exhale. And slowly starting to lift your forehead off of the mat. You can come up onto your hands. Spread the fingers nice and wide and then just slide your hips in so they're underneath. Slide your knees in so that they're underneath your hips. As you inhale, start to drop your belly towards the mat or the ground and lift your chest. Shine your chest forward and lift the chin at the same time. As you exhale, round through the spine, push into the palms and try and round through the upper back and the entire spine, drawing the chin towards your collarbone. With an inhale, drop the belly again, lifting the heart and the chin. And exhale as you round, gently pull your belly button in here, draw that chin towards the collarbone, and then with an inhale, drop the belly one last time. And exhale, rounding through the spine. As you inhale, come back to a nice flat back. We're going to tuck the toes under and lift up into downward facing dog. So check that your fingers are still spread nice and wide. Keep your feet about hip width apart, and then if you want to take your dog for a little walk, you can bend one knee and straighten the other. You can get those hips moving side to side and just start to warm up a little bit here. Downward facing dog. Awesome, you guys. Stay for another breath in your down dog. And then using an inhale, look between your hands. As you exhale, walk your feet all the way to the top of your mat. Your feet can be together or hip width apart, but bend the knees, let the head be heavy. Arms can dangle towards the floor. You can hang onto your elbows and then maybe take the hips and rock them side to side. Let's stay for another breath here. You can start to release your hands back towards the mat if you have your elbows. Inhale. Exhale. Nice, you guys. Take an inhale and start to lift your chest, your upper body about halfway up, really lengthening through the spine. Keep your hands on your shins to start and bend the knees. So I want you to think about sticking your butt out, creating some length through the hamstrings, and then going for a nice long spine. So lifting the chest up just a little bit more. If you've got a mirror, something you can actually look at, maybe take a look and see how flat is my back really. Let's take one more inhale. Exhale and fold back down. Plant your hands and take your left foot, stepping it to the back of your mat. Lower your knee down and then take an inhale, reaching up, even looking up, crescent lunge, sinking into those hips. Take another inhale. And exhale, dropping your hands down. Take your front foot, bring it to the back of the mat, down dog. Feet are going to come together. Inhale your left foot up. As you exhale, we're going to send that foot to the top of the mat, finding a lunge again. Lower your back knee. And inhale, starting to reach your arms up if you want it. But sink into those hips. Get that nice hip opener. Take one more inhale. And exhale, let's lower the hands down. Inhale, look forward if you can, and exhale, bring your back foot to the top of your mat. Inhale, lifting halfway again. How flat can you make your back here? Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift again. One more time. Exhale, plant your hands. Take your right foot, step it back, lower your knee, and inhale as you reach up. A few breaths here, sinking into the hips. Start to relax through the shoulders, but wake up the fingertips. If you can spread the fingertips wide, spread the fingertips wide. One more inhale. Exhale, drop your hands down. Take your front foot and step it back into down dog. Feet are going to come together. Inhale, your right foot up. And exhale, let's send it through. One last lunge. Lower the knee down. Inhale, reach on up. Sink into those hips. Just breathe wherever you are. Warming up the body. Let's take one more inhale. And exhale, drop the hands. Inhale to look forward. Exhale, bring your back foot to the top. We're going to inhale for a half lift. And your hands can always find your shins. Exhale, fold 3 times here. So 2 more. Inhale, halfway. Exhale to fold. Last one. Inhale, halfway lift. Remember to stick your butt out. Get those hamstrings. And exhale, fold. Plant the hands and step all the way back into downward facing dog. Awesome, you guys. With an inhale, lift your right foot back up. And exhale, bring that foot forwards to the top of your mat. We're going to drop our back heel down. So start to bend into that front knee. Lower your back heel to the mat. And then we're going to lift all the way up into warrior 2. So belly button shining to the left side of the room, sinking into that front knee. Don't worry about your arms. You can reach them out if you want, but I want you to think more about getting into the hips here. So sink into that front knee as low as you can go until you feel a nice opening through the hips. And then if you want it and you haven't already added your arms, you can add your arms. Awesome, you guys. Breathing wherever you are. One more breath here. And use an exhale. Cartwheel your hands down. Step your front foot all the way back into down dog. Feet are coming together. Inhale the left foot up. Exhale, let's send it through. Dropping the back heel down, sink into that front knee, and then use an inhale to lift yourself all the way up. Turn the upper body to completely face the right side, and then sinking into that front knee. Nice, you guys. Warrior 2 legs. Warrior 2. But try to go a little bit further into the hips, and you can add your arms if you want it. Just an option, but think about more getting into those hips here. Breathe. One more inhale. And exhale. Take your hands to the mat. Step back into downward facing dog. Awesome, you guys. Take another inhale. And exhale. Lower your knees all the way down to the mat. All right, we're going to stand on our knees here. Standing on the knees. We're going to bring the hands to the low back or the hips, wherever you can get those hands. And then you're just going to push the hips forward here. As you push the hips forward, think about lifting your chest towards the ceiling. So growing a little taller through the upper body, taking your elbows and think about drawing them together behind you. And you're just going to pull the shoulders back a little bit more and lift the chin away from the collarbone, camel pose. Draw your belly button back towards your spine here. Use some core strength to help hold yourself up here. Breathe wherever you're at. Awesome, you guys. Use a big inhale. Lift yourself up. Take a seat on your heels. Keep your spine nice and long. But place your hands on your lap and roll your shoulders all the way back and down. We're just going to take our right arm and bring it behind our back. If you can interlace the fingers on the side of your body, you can. But just bring your right arm behind you. And then you're going to let your head fall to the left, creating some length through the neck. A little stretch in the shoulder, perhaps. And then just take this time to slow your breath down. Nice, you guys. You can start to release, bringing that right arm back in front. Left arm's going to come behind this time, so all the way behind the low back as much as you can. And then let your head fall to the right side. Just a nice stretch for the neck. Awesome, you guys. Slowly releasing, bringing your hands back in front. If you want to do a little wiggle, do a little wiggle. And we're going to bring our hands all the way down, tucking the toes under, lift on up into your downward facing dog. Nice, you guys. So walking your feet together again. Inhale your right foot up into the air. Exhale, let's send it through. Lowering your back knee onto the mat, and we're going to lift the chest up again. So sink into those hips. I want you to feel the hips stretch, and then we're going to add some arms. So you can reach your arms out to the sides, and then bring the right arm over top of the left. Maybe you're just hanging onto your shoulders. You've wound your arms together. Maybe you want to come into a full eagle arm by bringing the palms together and lifting the elbows up as you drop the shoulders. But sinking into the hips, we're getting into the upper back here. Imagine you're pulling your shoulder blades away from each other. We're getting into the shoulders, even the arms, and of course, the hips. Nice, you guys. Stay for another breath here. And then using an inhale, unwind your arms, reach them out to the sides, and then exhale to drop them down. So we're going to send the hips backwards for our half split, straightening that front leg, pushing the ball of the foot into the mat. Nice, you guys. Try and touch your toes to the floor here, stretching through the top of the foot. Awesome work, you guys. Just another breath here. Push that foot down into your mat. And then as you inhale, bending into that front knee, we're going to take the back foot and bring it to the top of the mat. So bring your feet about hip width apart. Maybe even a little bit wider, up to you. But we're going to bend the knees and we're going to try to grab onto the big toes with our peace fingers. So our first finger and our middle finger, peace fingers. So wrap those two fingers around your big toes. This is just an option. You can fold forward without hanging onto your feet. But if you're coming with me, bend your knees so that you can grab the toes and then start to let the head be heavy. Really lengthening through the back of the neck here. And then I want you to think about pulling up on your toes with your fingers and pushing down on your fingers with that big toe. You can start to find a little bit more length in the back of the legs if your hamstrings allow you to do so. But as you just push and pull with those feet and think about lifting the hips towards the ceiling, even if you don't actually move, you'll create some length through the back of the legs. And then let your head be even heavier. Nice, you guys. Take another breath here. Inhale. And exhale. Let's relax. Bend the knees enough so that you can let go of your feet. And then start to bring the hands up to the hips. Inhale. Lift your upper body halfway. Exhale. Let's fold. Plant the hands. Step back into downward dog. Feet are going to come together. Feet are coming together. Inhale. Your left foot up. Exhale. Let's send it through. Lower your back knee down, sinking into those hips. So start finding that hip flexor stretch. Breathe. Nice, you guys. If you're ready to add your arms, you can reach your arms out to the side. And then the left one's going to come over the right this time. So maybe just hanging onto the shoulders or wrapping those palms towards each other, interlacing those arms as much as you want to twist them together. But pick the elbows up, Drop the shoulders from the ears, and then just stay for a few breaths. Nice work, you guys. With your next inhale, you can unwind your arms, reach them out, and exhale. Lower them down. Start to send the hips back to straighten that front leg. So just enough to straighten the front leg. You can still have a nice big bend in that knee if you've got tight, tight hammies. But think about pushing the ball of the foot and the toes into the mat. Just a few breaths here. Again, feeling a little something through that ankle, the foot, as well as the leg. Nice, you guys, using an inhale, start to bend back into that front knee. We're going to take the back foot and bring it all the way up to the top of the mat. So feet are going to come, again, hip width apart or a little bit wider. This time, you can grab onto the big toes again, or we're going to stand on our hands. So slide your palm underneath your foot so that your toes rest in your wrist crease. Again, start by bending the knees a lot so that you can lock that grip in, your hands under your feet, gorilla pose. So you can stay with the knees nice and bent, actively pulling up on the feet and pushing down into the hands at the same time. But check what your head's doing. Let it be heavy. Maybe you can look between your legs. So much length through that neck, through that spine. And then you can start to straighten the legs if those hamstrings let you once again. But breathe wherever you are. Awesome, you guys. Take one more inhale. And then exhale, start to relax. Bend the knees so much that you can bring the hands out from underneath your feet. And then slide your hands to your hips. Use an inhale, lifting up halfway. Exhale, let's fold. Plant the hands and step all the way back into downward facing dog. Awesome, you guys. Take another inhale. And exhale. Lower your knees down onto the mat. We're going to sit down and bring the legs out in front. So the right leg's going to come out. The left foot is going to come to the inner thigh. All right, we're going to get a little fancy. You're going to take your left hand behind your hip, somewhere behind you. We're going to lift the hips off of the mat. So you're just going to roll onto that left shin and you're going to push into the right foot and everything else is going to lift up. You can also push into that left hand that's behind you. So start to lift the hips, roll onto the shin, push into that right foot, lift the hips as high as you can, and then take that right arm and just stretch, just reach in whatever direction feels good. Nice, you guys. Lift those hips, breathe, so good. Take one more inhale. And exhale, lower those hips nice and slow all the way down to the mat. Take your upper body, turn it to face directly forwards. Inhale, let's reach up and really sit tall. Exhale as you fold, getting into those hamstrings yet again. Awesome, you guys. Just a few breaths here. Flex the foot if you want it, or just keep it relaxed wherever you can be to feel the length through that leg. Nice, you guys. Just another breath here. And then slowly inhale. Lift yourself all the way up. Take your left leg, bring it all the way out. And your right foot all the way in, resting it right against that inner thigh. So the right hand's going to find the floor behind you. Find the floor, and then we're going to lift those hips. So as you lift the hips, roll onto that right shin, push into the left foot, and then just reach with that left arm. Nice, you guys. Feeling this in all areas of the body. It depends. We're all different, but I really feel this through actually my obliques. Reach. Take another inhale. And exhale. Lower the hips down. Reset. Look straight forwards. Take an inhale. Reach up. And an exhale as you fold. Nice, you guys. Just a few breaths. in the forward fold here. When you're ready, you can use an inhale to lift yourself back up. We'll take that right leg out and then lay all the way down onto the back. So come all the way down. You can keep your feet planted or bring your knees all the way into your chest. But we're going to extend our arms out to either side, and then your knees are going to fall to the left. Twist. Breathe. Start to relax. Awesome, you guys. Using an inhale, let's lift the knees back up. Again, feet can plant or the knees can be into the chest, but let your knees fall to the right side this time. Twist the other way. Awesome, you guys. Using an inhale, lift the knees all the way back up. You can hug them into your chest one last time. Give yourself a nice big hug. Or just start to extend your legs out nice and long on your mat. Setting up for your Shavasana. So move around, bring your hips to the mat, your legs to the mat, your shoulders, your spine. Take your arms, rest them at your sides with your palms facing up. Let's take a nice big inhale and exhale. Awesome work today, you guys. Until we meet again, namaste.